The New York Knicks are officially back in the driver's seat for this series. Last night at Madison Square Garden, we didn't just see a win, we saw a complete demolition from start to finish. A 29-point victory that has given the Knicks a 3-2 series lead, and more importantly, it has provided a definitive answer to any remaining questions about this team's playoff ceiling. The even-keeled perspective is that after two heartbreaking one-point losses back-to-back earlier in the series, the Knicks have responded by winning the last two games by an average of over 22 points. We are seeing the birth of what I call the closeout architecture. It is a state of total tactical synchronization where the stars are aligned, the rotations are disciplined, and the defensive floor is impenetrable. Today, we're breaking down the 39-point masterclass from Jalen Brunson, the sustained brilliance of the town's high post hub, and the mindset required to close this thing out in Atlanta tomorrow night. We first have to start with Jalen Brunson. There is no other place to begin. After a relatively quiet scoring start to the series by his standards, the captain officially took over Game 5. 39 points on 15 of 23 shooting, but it wasn't just the volume of scoring, it was the surgical precision. Brunson was in total command of the pace from the opening tip. He wasn't hunting shots, he wasn't hunting mismatches. Whether it was Dyson Daniels or Nickeil Alexander-Walker, it didn't matter. Brunson got to his spots in the mid-range with an efficiency that felt inevitable. The most impressive part of the performance, though, was the fourth quarter. With the lead already comfortable, Brunson poured in 17 points in the final frame just to ensure that there was no possibility of a Hawks run. He finished with 8 assists and only 1 turnover in 35 minutes of action. That is the definition of a floor general. When your best player is operating with that level of care and aggression, the rest of the roster naturally settles into their roles. Brunson has officially reminded the league that he is the most dangerous closer in the Eastern Conference, and he is doing it within the flow of the new offensive architecture. While Brunson provided the fireworks, Karl-Anthony Towns provided the structure. We discussed the high post revolution in yesterday's video after Game 4, and Game 5 yesterday proved that it was the permanent solution for this offense. Towns finished with an all-around game of 16 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 assists. The scoring was not the headline for him, the rebounding and facilitation were. Atlanta simply had no answer for KAT's size and versatility at the elbow. By acting as the high post hub, Towns is effectively acting as a pressure release valve for the entire team. He is finding cutters like OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges with ease, and he is punishing the Hawks whenever they attempt to double team the perimeter. His 14 rebounds were a massive part of a 48-27 rebounding advantage for the Knicks. When you dominate the glass by 21 boards, you are essentially removing the Hawks' ability to run in transition. KAT has fully embraced the identity of a winning big man, and his synergy with Jalen Brunson has reached a level that few expected this early in their partnership. Now, defensively speaking, the Knicks have found a level of connectivity that is bordering on historic. For the second straight game, CJ McCollum was effectively erased from the game plan. He was held to just 6 points on 0 for 2 from beyond the arc. Think about that level of discipline from OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, and even Josh Hart. They have taken the Hawks' primary perimeter threat and rendered him a non-factor for nearly 96 minutes of playoff basketball. The defensive floor for this 53-win team is currently the highest in the NBA. We are seeing a unit that refuses to overhelp, stays attached to the shooters, and funnels everything into the contested mid-range. Mitchell Robinson provided another elite 16 minutes off the bench, anchoring the second unit with 7 points and 6 rebounds while providing the physical deterrent that keeps the Hawks out of the paint. The Knicks are winning with a brand of defensive accountability that traveled to Atlanta in Game 4 and stayed at the Garden in Game 5. It is the foundation of the closeout architecture. Now the focus is on tomorrow night. Game 6 in Atlanta is the most dangerous game of this series. The Hawks are a desperate team, and as we saw in the 2021 playoffs, a desperate Atlanta team in State Farm Arena can be highly volatile. They will throw everything at the Knicks in the first quarter to try and build an early lead. The even-keeled reality is that the Knicks cannot afford to enter this game with a "we have a Game 7 cushion" mentality. They have to play with the same urgency that they showed in Game 4. The keys for tomorrow night are simple: win the rebounding battle, limit the turnovers, and keep the high post hub active. If the Knicks can weather the initial storm and keep the crowd out of the game, their superior half-court execution and defensive floor will eventually take over. This is a chance for this core to prove that they have the killer instinct required for a deep title run. Closing out a series on the road is the ultimate mark of a championship contender. I'm staying even-keeled as I always do. 3-2 is a great position to be in, but the job is not finished until the 4th win is secured. The architecture of this team is stable, the stars are performing at an elite level, and the identity is locked in. The blowout in Game 5 was a statement game, but Game 6 is about to be the result. Let me know in the comments, do you think Jalen Brunson will close this out with another 30+ point performance tomorrow, or will the defense be the story of the series? I will be in the comments all day talking hoops as we get ready for the flight to Atlanta. And as always, it's been KNYT here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.